Do I stay or go? Do I make this work, or do I let him go? I'm not the greatest at expressing my feels or explaining things well, so bear with me here. I am 23. I just moved in with my boyfriend, 23. Weeks ago, have been officially dating for 2 months, talked for 4, and I knew him for 2 years previously. As a little background, I do suffer from several mental illnesses such as depression, anxiety, ADHD, autism, and BPD-2. I mention this because I can't tell if I'm overthinking and self-sabotaging when it comes to my relationship, or if this is just something couple go through and I'm just crazy. So here's my current situation / what has been running circles in my mind for the past week. I'm sorry ahead of time if this is a lot. I started overthinking quite a lot since we moved in together. I just kind of started to question how serious he is about this relationship. Since we moved in together, he was able to get his computer set up after not having it for quite a while. Since he's had it set up, he is on it damn near 24/7. The only time he is when he comes up to watch a movie before bed, which usually passes out in the middle of. Occasionally, he'll come upstairs in the middle of gaming just so we can have fun, and then he will go back downstairs and go right back to whatever he was doing. I brought this up stating that he hasn't been spending as much time as he did with me, that most of his time was spent on the computer. He just stated it's not that serious, and that if I went in and asked him to do anything or go anywhere, that he would drop what he was doing and do it. With that being said, I do not have a vehicle at the moment. He is the only one that has a working car. He will not let me drive the car due to some mechanical issues, and he does not want to break down on me, which I understand, but he did make empty promises stating that I'd be able to use the car when I needed to when mine broke down. That also been said, if I would ask him to go to the store or anything like that, would take a couple of hours before he would actually be ready to go to the store, most of that time spent on his computer. No, I had an ex just like that, and he prioritized gaming and his PC over me 90% of the time. I don't want to go back to that time. Another thing that has been on my mind is that he has several pictures and videos of previous exes saved to his phone. When I asked him about it, he stated, even though those were bad times, those photos still held sentimental memories, which I would get if they were photos with him in it, but percent of them are not that case. They are almost all nudes or past videos of them playing. I had a talk with him when we very first started talking about those, and he said if that made me uncomfortable, he would delete them. I told him he should delete them. There's no reason he should have those on his phone. He said he has not held of promise. He treats me so good some days, but then others he just makes sly remarks and jokes that hurt my feelings. I will tell him in the moment of him making the joke that I didn't like it, and he would just say, "Oh, come on, it's just a joke." But I'm not your homie. I find myself getting more and more upset with him every day. The littlest of things make me upset. But I feel like that's because I'm building up a resentment towards him for him not keeping up with those promises he broke. The problem with my brain is that I'll just keep building up all this hatred till I can't take it anymore. Even if I express it to them, either comes off wrong, or they just don't hear me and understand what I'm trying to tell them. This also might sound bad to say, but I am extremely jealous of him as well. And more so in the aspect of he has so many friends he can just get on and talk to whenever he wants. He can go out and hang out with friends and go out to eat and do all these things with people who want to hang out with him. I just moved, so I have nobody. As unfortunate as this may sound, I really do only have him. I don't have a car. I can't go out and do things for myself or by myself. I don't have friends around here. They all live far from me now. I don't really have anyone but the animals. And I know I chose that life for myself, so I'm not complaining so much in that aspect, but I spend every day just taking care of them and keeping the house clean. It gets boring and it gets lonely, and I don't really have anyone to talk to. Not even too busy talking to everybody else. He tells me that he'll listen, and he tells me that if I need anything at all that he's there for me. But most days it doesn't even feel like I can go to him for anything anymore. Another thing that has been on my mind that I feel guilty for having to rely on him. He will go to the store when he gets off work, which is quite earlier in the day than when I get off. But he won't inform me that he's going to the store, so he will go and get the items he needed without knowing if I needed anything or not. He never sends a text or anything. Percent of the time is when I know a couple hours later because I'm unable to check my phone due to work, or when he comes home with the groceries. I feel bad because then I'll need things, and then he'll have to run to the store twice in one day, which he already complains about gas and money for gas. Just don't understand why it's so hard for him to just tell me or text me, what do you need? Or I'm going to the store, do you need anything? And yes, I have communicated that with him as well. I just don't know what to do anymore. I just don't know if this is something I should keep trying to make work, or if this is something where I should just call it quits. Communication is hard for me. I find it hard to openly express my feelings without writing them down. I just kind of wanted to get this all off of my chest, even if it's to the random people of Reddit. Anyway, thanks for taking your time to listen.